Hello teacher, hello classmates, my name is Roberto Ortiz and I am currently studying in the course Language Curriculum Design, and today I'm going to be talking about 3 criteria for implementing good assessment: reliability, validity, and practicality. Okay, what is assessment? Assessment is the process of gathering and discussing information from multiple and diverse sources in order to develop a deep understanding of what students know, understand, and can do with their knowledge as a result of their educational experiences. The process culminates or ends when assessment results are used to improve subsequent learning. Now, what this brief definition of assessment refers to or means is that assessment is basically like a test. It is like a questionnaire, an observation in which um, lots of information is gathered and developed in order to develop a well-written test. So, for example, if the teacher wants to understand what the student's weaknesses are, then a good assessment is necessary in order to improve a student's learning knowledge. And this process ends when the results come back as a positive outcome for students' learning. Now, the first criteria that we're going to be talking about today is reliability. Now, reliability is the extent to which a questionnaire, a test, an observation, or any measurement procedure produces the same results over a period of time. This means that the test results are consistent and dependable. If students of similar skill level takes an assessment, they should receive similar grade. Now, reliability measures basically if learners take the test twice. By having learners taking a test twice, then this measures the fact that the student is going to have the same score or close enough score. Now, validity. Validity is defined as the extent to which the instrument measures what it set out to measure. Validity answers the question, does the test actually measure what is intended to measure? Teachers must identify the expected learning outcomes and goals of the course in order to appropriately assess students' work. Now, what this means is that validity is basically like an observation for a teacher. It's basically like an instrument in which it measures all of the possible outcomes that, for example, tests have. For example, is it a positive outcome? Is this test really beneficial? It's really helping a student learn more. So all these questions are planted for a teacher. For example, if I'm doing a reading test, I have to make a question: is this reading test doing good for the student? Is this reading test helping the student? All these questions I have to plant and ask myself in order to appropriately assess my students' work. And for the final criteria that we have today, it is practicality. Practicality refers to the action of the assessment method and its relevance to the overall learning goals in the course. It also addresses whether or not the workload for the instructor is reasonable. The time and effort needed to make the test is also looked at. Now, for practicality, we want to look up at if the test is too long, if the test is reasonable, if it's good, or if the test has objective questions, like let's say if it has true or false questions, or if it has multiple choice questions. It basically helps identify what type of tests we need to use in order to provide a good learning experience for our students. Okay, here is my bibliography. Okay, in conclusion, we can say, I can say, that the three criteria for implementing good assessment is really necessary. That being said, reliability is necessary because a teacher needs to identify if a student is really learning, is really um, getting the knowledge from the lesson by having the student take the test twice. It really helps a teacher measure the score and identify if the student is having trouble or if the student is learning the lesson. And validity. Validity is also very helpful because it helps measure and helps plant questions on whether or not the test is helping the student or if the student is having trouble in taking the test and how a teacher can help that student. And practicality and what type of tests we can use. For example, true or false, for example, multiple choice questions, for example, fill in the spaces, all these types of tests that are used. And so it is very beneficial for a teacher to use all these types of criteria. Thank you so much, teacher. Thank you so much, classmates. I hope you enjoyed my video. See you next time.